hello and a very warm welcome to Einfach Elektrisch, showcasing the exclusive static premiere of the Jeep Compass fully electric. We had one of 5 pre-series vehicles here, offering us the unique opportunity to showcase it to you in Frankfurt. And the Jeep Compass Electric will be a really exciting electric SUV, which will be available with 3 battery sizes and 3 different drive configurations. And the market launch is already in November 2025 at the dealerships. That's going to be a really exciting. There's a first edition, which we can of course already show you here today. And I think this will be a super exciting short video. Let's kick things off with the new Jeep Compass. I suggest you take a quick moment to check if you're part of the Simple Electric communication. We'd be thrilled if you supported us with your subscription. It's free for you, but a huge help for us to grow the channel a bit more. And now let's dive into the brand new Jeep Compass fully electric. As always, we'll start from the outside, begin at the front, and take a detailed look at the front design and features of the all-new Jeep Compass fully electric vehicle. And we can see at first glance that it's unmistakably a Jeep. It's slightly reminiscent of the design of the Jeep Avenger, which we've already shown you in several videos. Now steps up a notch, so to speak, in the world here in Germany with the Jeep Compass, making its presence even more noticeable and impactful. That means we've even got matrix LED headlights included here in the first edition. We have a 360-degree camera on board. It's finished in a stunning dark grey metallic, and staying true to SUV style, the wheel arches are neatly wrapped in plastic for that rugged, off-road ready appearance. We've got sleek rims in a black satin matte finish with metal surfaces that are polished to a stunning high gloss shine. It looks super cool because they're not as aerodynamically optimized as they usually are. And Jeep, in my opinion, takes a classic approach because it's available, so to speak, as a mild hybrid and as a fully electric version, which we're showing you today. And you can hardly tell the difference just a bit by the bumpers at the front and back that it's the fully electric version. We've had the experience with you that it's quite good, I think. By the way, we're talking about a vehicle length of 4.55 meters. And that's a segment where I think many of you will bite, and it's essentially your core segment, particularly when you're dealing with vehicles like this. When searching for an electric SUV, it's clear. Moving to the rear section, Jeep truly managed, in my opinion, to blend those iconic Jeep elements into the modern era in a seamless and effective way. Nicely done with LED taillights, the Jeep logo, which will be nicely illuminated here, along with a light strip. Unfortunately, we have it here in a trade show demo mode where, oddly enough, this lighting isn't working. We have the classic and charismatic rear spoiler, where I really wish this little bump, known as the rear wiper, could have been neatly tucked away up there. And disappear it would have, I think, that big, thick shark fin up there on the roof, because there are already manufacturers who have managed to integrate the technology into the bodywork, the windows, and the exterior mirrors. Yes, 4.55 meters in vehicle length, 1.70 meters in height, quite a substantial SUV format. For scale, I'm 1.85 meters wheelbase. Is 2.80 meters. Width without mirrors is 1.90 meters. With side mirrors, it then increases to a solid 2.10 meters in vehicle width. There will be 3 different battery pack options. At launch, it provides 73 kilowatt hours net capacity with a front motor that powers the front axle, delivering 213 horsepower of drive power. For those who find that insufficient, they will also get a larger battery pack with the same drive power, then with 82.2 kilowatt hours net point, to gain a bit more driving range there. Anyone who says they want a long range will need to wait a bit longer until 2026, when a 96.9 kilowatt hour net battery will be introduced, and then the front motor will deliver even a bit more power. The numbers shift from 213 to 231 horsepower. Anyone who says, "Ollie man, I really need an AWD. I want to go off-road, I want to go into the mountains, I want to go skiing," all of that will be effortlessly possible with a Jeep Compass. It will also get an all-wheel drive variant in the future, and it won't have the 325 horsepower from the Stellantis group, but instead it will pack 375 horsepower. And I think it's going to be mega performant. The top speed will then be 180 kilometers per hour. And I really believe it might even accelerate from 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in just under 6 seconds flat. It gets charged here on the driver's side, specifically through this oversized charging flap located at the rear of the vehicle. Well, taste is subjective. I might not find it that nice, but maybe you guys like it. 3-phase AC at 11 kilowatts through Type 2 and DC up to 0.0. 160 kilowatt peak. That means charging times from 10 to 80% for all 3 battery sizes will be roughly just as good as expected. It takes 30 minutes. That's, yeah, you could say, I think, pretty much the standard by now in electromobility, Stefan, right?
Yeah, right.
But enough to maybe go on a long trip with him later on, you know, right? I could imagine that the long-range version with the 96.9 kilowatt hours net capacity might even get close to 700 kilometers of range, right? Sure. So maybe not quite, but around 650 WLTP range, I would just say, just roughly estimating. I know I haven't revealed the price yet. I know you're always sensitive about the price, but I want to save the price reveal for the end so you can get a feel for the value for money first and not immediately form your opinion based on the price. So don't be surprised that, unlike usual, I'm not announcing the prices right away. Does he actually have a franc, Stefan?
Let's take a look. I'm afraid he doesn't have one with him here right now.
Yeah, it's unfortunately always like that. The cover gets stuck, so you have to use soft fawn fingers.
Yes, he came up again. Leave the door open.
Yes, better not touch anything there. There's a locking mechanism that's being really stubborn with us right now.
Yes. Come, let's try again.
Yes, all good things come in 2s or 3s. That means we're giving it another shot.
Wait, stay there. Come on, let's test it again. There.
Yeah, you lift the hood. I've got it steady. Let's shoot a long take clip now. How do you open an electric car's hood? Crazy. In 2025, FYI. Jeep skipped the hood lifters. I don't know if you can retrofit them. At least we have the stick. By the way, I already had that feature in my 1993 Golf.
All right then.
That's why I'm skilled.
It holds up well.
What Opel, I was about to say, what Jeep unfortunately didn't manage to do is basically a frunk. It's a shame. That's where the Opel Grandland came in, which we've shown before. Here is space.
Well, at least putting in a nice shell, that's something worth doing.
This is the electric motor on the front axle, which drives the front axle. Down here, take a look, there's roughly 10 centimeters of clearance, I'd estimate. You could have easily placed a nice tray here, positioned the motor, enclosed it, kept access to the washer fluid, and even stowed a charging cable or some other small items up front without any issues, right? Because right now it feels like wasted space. There are always viewers who say they don't need it, don't want it. Who has it, who has it can do. Yes, then we'll put the little stick back. It's almost like in China. Meanwhile, the car came from America, the Jeep.
I guess so.
All right, let's see how that sounds when it comes to the Jeep, shall we? What do you think about it?
3, 2, 1, go now.
That. We don't let ourselves be fooled by electrical tricks, you know? Not even by some trade show presentation mode or something like that.
Today we'll just show you the head from a different perspective.
Yeah, because my colleague here isn't letting me open the tailgate. I just wanted to show you the really impressive 580-liter cargo space inside the Jeep. The compass shows 580 liters, which instantly brings to mind the competitor, the Skoda Enyaq, which boasts 585 liters and pretty much dominates this vehicle size and segment. The Jeep Compass will match that too. And when we fold down the rear seats, it's a 40-20-40 split, by the way, with a pass-through for skis or long items. We even get over 1,600 liters of cargo capacity. That's just mega brilliant, making it super practical for handling larger objects with the Jeep Compass Electric, perfect for all kinds of adventures. Yes, there'll also be a roof load, estimated at around 80 kilograms for now. And what there will also be, I'd guess, is a tow bar where we can then move a good 1.2 tons with the electric version on a 12% gradient and with brake trailer load. For the all-wheel version, likely 1.35 tons. How do I know? I've got the figures. Just filmed, so to speak, with the Opel Grandland. And since the car is based on the same Stellantis platform, a sly one might think the figures could be something, right?
Nearly the same.
Yeah, drop in the comments whether you think Olli might be correct with his assumption or if you feel different values will emerge instead. Not bad, the Frankfurt skyline, right?
Yeah, really impressive. Great view from this hotel.
Yeah, I'd say let's take the opportunity to show you here. Stefan, go over to the other side and let's show the door trim. Here in hopefully good lighting as we're heading to the outside and also to the inside. Jeep, I think, has used a nice mix of materials here. Up top it feels like faux leather, plastic, nice and soft. That means even the elbow for the well-groomed friends, elbow sports, will probably feel comfortable here. Here again, there's a sort of faux leather, and underneath everything too looks soft with foam.
Oh, schön, ne?
Very high quality. Here's some fabric, but it's okay. Then we have the window controls. On the driver's side, we of course have the 4 window controls plus the mirror adjustment and the lock for the rear window. And then we have hard plastic down here. When we reach in there, there's nothing lined inside either. But look, this texture makes it look way more premium.
Ja, sieht gleich ein bisschen anders aus, ne? Stimmt.
I'd say let's jump into the Jeep Compass fully electric and take a look at the dashboard together. Welcome to the dashboard of the Jeep Compass fully electric, where we'll explore its features together. And unfortunately, we have this exhibition demo mode here, which doesn't really work perfectly because it's still a pre-production vehicle. But we've got a first overview. First, the material mix. Up here, faux leather with a white stitch. Our vehicle doesn't have a head-up display, though I'm not certain if it will be added later on. I'd be quite surprised if it's missing, since the Opel Grandland has it. So, a nice driver information display, great graphics, crystal clear programming, also with all the essential functions you need to properly operate and manage the Jeep Compass on the road effectively. We can adjust the steering wheel in height and distance ergonomically to perfectly match our individual body proportions. On the left is the turn signal with light control, on the right the wiper lever, and a great multifunction steering wheel for all key functions. Flattened at the top and bottom, it's super stylish. Yeah, unfortunately we can't show you the infotainment display, so nothing works here, unfortunately. But it's also nicely wide set. It's supposed to offer Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, whether it's wireless or wired remains to be seen. Here's this faux leather again, synthetic material with the seam. Well done, air vents, manual adjust, up top, shortcut buttons are super awesome. Plus an analog volume and quietness dial. It's all brilliant for quickly adjusting things here with minimal distraction, keeping your focus on the road ahead. 2 USB-C ports, and here look, a sleek roller, well designed with a dot. A bit of anti-slip.
Sounds pretty good overall as well.
What can you postpone here? Look. Then we have this huge storage compartment here. You can probably even hide something in there if you want to. You can partly close it, just grab the cup holders, and there's still room. You can put it down, I think it's really well done. We have the gear selector here and can, in principle, change the gear selection as well, which is both convenient and practical to use in everyday driving. That means it will naturally have something like a snow mode, a mud mode, and even a sand mode as well. Look, here's another nice storage area again. I'm not sure if this might later also include something like an inductive charging surface. And then we have here, look, a nicely and softly padded armrest. The division design also allows us to open it either on one side or on both sides whenever needed. Here, with a storage compartment like this, we know it from the Opel Grandland. Down here it goes really deep, but unfortunately doesn't have a ventilation function. The Opel Grandland also offers a cooling function here for this compartment, but again, pre-production vehicle. Of course, it could be that all of this will still be available in the production model. Otherwise, I have to say, I think it's a really well-designed and highly functional dashboard overall. A great story. I think we might take another quick look here through the passenger door from the side angle this time around. The view through the passenger door really highlights the ergonomics of how I'm seated here. And I'm sitting very comfortably here on these seats. They're perfectly shaped, especially in the lumbar region, the shoulder area, and the headrest as well. Unfortunately, we don't have a comfort feature that allows us to move the headrest forward and backward. We can only adjust it in height, and here with the seat cushion, we unfortunately don't have a leg extension, but we do have good support in the thigh area. It has an electric adjustment.
It does?
Which unfortunately doesn't work here in demo mode. And what I'm also missing here is a dual level system, just like the one we're familiar with from the Grandland. Because we also had the space to store a lady's handbag or something underneath there, but it's because of the fact that we can go really deep down here all the way to the very bottom space. So my question would be, what do you prefer, a really large compartment or a double layer where you can store additional items underneath? That could be really interesting to find out in the comments below. What do you all think about it? We also have storage space up here, again nicely, with a bit of the Jeep logo. We have a nice glove box, which unfortunately in this pre-production vehicle is not yet lined with felt or any kind of carpet. As I mentioned, pre-production doesn't mean that what you see now won't make it directly into the series, which is why it's a
pre-car.
sounds logical. I also assume that there's not just a glasses compartment here, but maybe later also an optional panoramic glass sliding roof with a shade. It's already available in the Opel Grandland, so why not bring it to the Jeep Compass as well? It would be a really nice addition to better serve the fresh air enthusiasts who genuinely need it in a practical way. Entry and rear seat comfort must always remain essential in an electric luxury vehicle. I'm 1.85 meters tall, doe-like, size 99, weigh 9 kilograms, and I'll make an effort to comfortably step inside the Jeep Compass together with you. The seats can't be adjusted though.
Yeah, sadly they just can't be.
But I'm still surprisingly comfortable here.
It still looks reasonably comfortable there.
That means I think you can comfortably travel a decent distance in the Jeep Compass with 4 adults. And you've got 580 liters of trunk space. That's pretty decent, right? I have a decent amount of headroom here, about a fist's worth, because we also didn't install a panoramic glass sunroof, which might have taken away some of the height. Could reduce it. I have a nice center armrest here, which is cushioned softly. That's super sleek. I really wished the cup holder and tablet tray were positioned a bit further forward to improve accessibility and make it more user-friendly. I don't know why they've recently been making the center armrest so short. It can't just be because of the third headrest, because I really don't want my sleeve to end up in the coffee, so to speak. Or,
Nee, das wird ungünstig auf jeden Fall.
so that would absolutely make a much more significant difference, yes. With 3 people, it also works because there's a level floor installed down here. We also have ventilation nozzles at the back for proper air conditioning, a 12-volt outlet, 2 USB-C ports, and storage. We have child ISOFIX, driver and passenger seats. The passenger seat wasn't included. That's a shame because the Grandland offers that. I would really wish for a Compass to be included in the series then. Some of you have 3 kids with 3 ISOFIX seats. And they would, of course, have the option to take all 3 kids in ISOFIX car seats. In such a Compass.
Yes, very cheap.
Yes, otherwise I've got plenty of space here. It's nice, I think, faux leather with some perforation as well. I could imagine that later on there might definitely be seat heating in the front and back. Maybe front seat ventilation. Fancy, huh? The only thing that's not so chic, Stefan, I don't get why all the car manufacturers copy that from each other. Have a look at the rear door panel. We just praised it earlier with the nice faux leather at the top, and then it's just this hard, cheap plastic material. As if the passengers in the back didn't deserve the same quality as the passengers up front. I think it's a bit of a shame, and it has somehow become somewhat of a habit among the manufacturers. We stay constructively critical, like here, the belt could also use a bit of adjusting. Rattle and rustle, the same thing happens at the front with the hood because the entire B-pillar is also made of hard plastic. We just point it out. It's up to you to evaluate, of course, but we always want to get the best possible value for the price. We always have the hope that if you comment diligently and see it similarly to us, that manufacturers, maybe like Volkswagen, who have done it with the ID.345, have significantly upgraded the interiors. So you see, you as the einfach elektrisch community actually have the power together to pitch in and make a difference, so manufacturers might budge and offer a great material mix throughout the entire vehicle, front, back, and everywhere else. Before we reach the end of the video, just a quick conclusion. I found the Jeep Compass super exciting. Why? Spacious trunk, excellent design, and it comes with matrix LED headlights. We know that Stellantis has good assistance systems, which we hopefully also find here in the Compass. And when it hits the market in November, the driving event for this vehicle is really just around the corner. And we, of course, hope to be among the first to bring you this car in motion, in all its glory, and then also share a detailed driving report in full action. Yes, I promise the price and you'll get it. The first edition comes with 73 kilowatt hours net, an electric motor on the front axle, and 213 horsepower. Then starting at 50,400 euros in an almost fully loaded trim. Later, of course, simpler equipment variants will follow. I speculate, I'm guessing somewhere in the mid 40,000 euros will follow. And then, of course, later with the all-wheel drive and 375 horsepower at the top, it will probably be around the end of 50,000 euros. Plus the long-range versions then with up to 96.9 kilowatt hours of net capacity. in 2026. And with that, we've reached the end of the video. I hope, of course, that you enjoyed it. If you give it a thumbs up, you'd make me incredibly happy if you checked whether you're part of the einfache elektrisch community. If not, we'd really appreciate it if you supported us with a subscription, and then we'll support you with the bell, folks, and notify you the moment the test drive video goes live online. And we'd of course be really happy to see all of you back here on the channel at the very latest. In the end, I just want to say thanks for your time, thanks for watching this video, and I say goodbye, God bless. See you soon, your Olli. Hey Stefan. I'm so nervous right now. How the daytime running lights and taillights, also featuring LEDs, are beautifully staged here in the Jeep Compass. Too bad we can't show that today, because I think the car is really well done and super incredibly stylish, well designed and impressive.